Next one, the next four people or five people, we're just gonna go Man City and Arsenal. So I'll just rush through for you. De Bruyne, his value keeps going up. He always plays well when Aguero is out. He steps it up, so which is something you want. A lot of people brought in Hazard that didn't have Hazard because at that point Hazard had the most points.
Yeah.
And since then Hazard has only given 2 points, whereas De Bruyne has just gone and given goals and assists. So
yeah,
people have definitely missed out. He gave 14 points, goal, assist, and the 3 bonus points. The next one is your favorite, Sterling.
Yeah.
He replicated De Bruyne's performance just with the 2 bonus points. So Sterling, like we said, touched on earlier, he does seem to... He'll either give you points, which are more than 10, or he'll give you absolutely nothing and get subbed off.
Yep. Yeah, well, it must be frustrating. I mean, I know when being a fan of him when he was at Liverpool until he sold out on the club to make more money. But he was quite disappointing to follow because he'd have, 2 really good performances followed by 2 subpar performances where he's benched after 55 minutes or something like that because he just hasn't played a part.
The only thing I've noticed with him is under Pep, he's actually scoring goals.
Yeah. Well, he's getting the best out of him.
At Liverpool, he was playing well and you could see the potential. And now you can kind of see why they paid so much money for him. At the start, I was like, what's going on? Like last season wasn't great. Now he seems to be playing well. So, I mean, for someone looking for someone in the 8 million mark, he might be someone to consider. I know you would. But the thing is, with Aguero back,
and the options that they have, there are so many opportunities where he's going to either not play or play 25
but
minutes.
he seems to be taking over, because normally Silva was a fix, and he seems to be taking over all of those guys. And while Sane hasn't been brought to the squad and all of that, he's really trying to get in there, and he seems to be doing quite well. Next one is, it's a bit like Sterling at Liverpool. It's Theo Walcott, always full of promise. He's been at the club for so long now. I'm still waiting to see. I never keep him in my fantasy team. He gave 13 points. It's not the first time he's given that many points this season, but
he goes missing.
Goal, assist,
they're very similar actually.
Points, In that aspect, they're very similar. Sterling has youth on his side, and he seems to be doing well. But Theo Walcott at 7.5 million, if he keeps doing this, I think I would rather go for Theo Walcott. Given Arsenal's upcoming fixtures, yes, we're playing Chelsea this week, but after that,
how do you think the new guy? And I haven't closely followed Arsenal the last couple since the signing, because I thought Walcott would be affected pretty dramatically by potentially him moving into Walcott's position.
What's happened is last game Perez started. This game, neither Perez nor Giroud started. So.
Okay.
Which leaves us
still a question mark.
Exactly. So I think there's a lot of potential in Arsenal, especially the midfield area, since Sanchez is playing up front. If you get the right 2 people, you'd be fine. Because a lot of people could have gone, for example, with Özil and Cazorla, because Cazorla had penalty duties, and you would have got nothing now.
Did you?
Now, speaking of penalties, Sanchez has taken over penalties, though he missed, so he got negative 2
and
points.
Supposedly is in trouble with Arsene Wenger because he should never have taken it. He grabbed it and he said, "No, I'm taking it." And Arsene Wenger has since come out in the press and said, "Won't be happening again. We've got a out-and-out penalty taker who will be taking them moving forward." So interesting for those that saw that and thought, "Oh no, if I've got Cazorla in the team, I have to transfer him." Because that's one of the biggest bonuses for him.
For his price range, Cazorla will give you that. So Sanchez, despite the negative 3 points for the missed penalty, he did give you 2 goals, so it was really good. The person who impressed me the most was Iwobi. I had him in my team last season when I had so much cap. I had so much cap in my team, yet I brought him in, and he helped me win the league, essentially. He showed his potential. 2 assists, clean sheet, by virtue of being subbed, and he gave 2 bonus points. It was a very impressive performance. One of his assists should have probably been a goal, which Sanchez obviously tapped in. But at 5.8 million, he might be someone to consider. Do you know who his uncle is?
Who?
The great JJ Okocha. And I think for one of those reasons, I also like him a lot more. But he's obviously a brilliant player. he made his mark on the Arsenal squad. Arsenal do have a couple of really young, good players.
Is he a regular? Is he going to be getting?
Well, seems like it.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know much about him.
But he may be subject to rotation, obviously.
Yeah.
Because you do have Sanchez and Özil there. But I'll give you something interesting. This is why Theo Walcott has been frustrating. Last season, a lot of people jumped on Theo Walcott at the start of the season because he was playing where Sanchez is. And by the end of the season, Iwobi had replaced him.
Okay.
In the starting lineup. The next person we'll talk about. So that's enough about Arsenal and Man City players.
Sure.
Capoe, 10 points. Well,
keeps
we'll
going.
move along. It's every week.
Has everyone missed the boat yet? He's almost at 5 million. He's still cheap. Like, he's still offering far more value than 4.9 and 5 million. Like, he's playing like a $7.5 million midfielder, if not more.
He's averaging. He's got the most points in fantasy this season. So
well, he's playing like a 10 million.
Even if he was 12 million.
No, yeah. So I mean,
if he was 12 million,
he's a must-have.
He's
still a must-have. Even though
at that price, yes, have him.
You're disappointed that you didn't get him at the cheaper prices, but geez, he's still offering you so much. Like, there's no one offering more value than what their price is than him still.
He's the best performer, and the price is just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have him, please get him. Just get him. He will go up to at least, even if he starts performing, he'll be in the low 5s. If he keeps performing, he'll be 7 soon. He just keeps going. Next person, he made a comeback. He missed the start of the season.
Yeah.
He is a bit expensive this season, but he just shows how good he is. 2 assists, 2 bonus points. Despite 4 goals conceded, he gave 2 bonus points. Chadley had the 3 bonus. He had 2 bonus points. Payet and Antonio seem to be showing that they've got a great... They've built really good chemistry, even though Payet missed the start of the season. So it'll be interesting to see whether Antonio is the go-to person, because he's in the 7 millions and Payet is coming up. So he's definitely justifying his price. Yes, Payet was cheaper last season. Payet and Mahrez, they were both cheaper last season, but Payet's performance has continued. Mahrez has had a lot of fluctuations.
Yeah, look, he needs to almost be averaging 6 to 8 points a week every single week to make 9.5 million worthwhile. At this point, again, when you've got people like Capuye at under 5, I couldn't have Payet in my team. But he's been good. He's been probably as good as he was last season. It's just you're not getting that 5 million value out of it. So... Look, if he keeps playing like that, then you're probably getting your money's worth. I really feel like you almost have to be a West Ham fan or a particular fan of Payet to have him in your fantasy.
I am a fan of Payet. I do rate his performance. This is which actually makes things interesting, because now we've got Sanchez playing well. Hazard started the season well. De Bruyne. So that's 3 midfielders over 10 million. Which ones do you have? Payet is putting, if he continues his performance, he's putting his name up there. And then obviously you've got your must-haves in Ibrahimovic and Zlatan. So this is really different to last season. You've got the high-priced players playing really well, and you have to time your price. The last 2 weeks I've been burnt with Hazard, but I've had him from the start, so from week 2.
Yeah, look, that's an interesting thought, is because my strategy moving forward, bringing in Aguero now that he returns, is high-priced strikers and value in midfield. So whereas a lot of people with that Aguero suspension and so forth, They made the move to midfield, so that's kind of a more expensive or a difficult change to go back to the strikers without using a wild card.
Exactly.
So it's interesting how a lot of people may prefer to keep the likes of Sanchez, Hazard, De Bruyne over like my 3 strikers. It will be Aguero, Ibrahimovic, and Lukaku. So
exactly. Well, speaking of strikers. The striker that gave the most points, Slimani, he's the new guy at the Algerian at Leicester, 8.5. He's still 8.5, 2 goals, 3 bonus points. Yes, it was a great performance, but the wealth of depth at strikers right now, and the fact that they're good midfielders, he won't even make a lot of players' teams. He won't even be going up the watch list for forwards because of the players you just mentioned. If you're gonna have Lukaku, Ibrahimovic, and Aguero, there's no space for him. I think the other people, so people might go for, if they want, they might go for cheaper They might go for the likes of Negredo.
Yeah.
Benteke.
Yeah.
But he really needs to keep this up, and then people will. If he has.
He's got a history of goal scoring,
exactly,
in other leagues, obviously.
Exactly, but the Premier League is a different beast. But if he
That's
keeps
a good
up
sign.
his performance,
positive sign.
it's a positive sign. But at this point, he's just someone you have to
The
wait and see.
The one key is if people are looking at moving on from a more expensive striker to build up some midfield depth, then he saves you a good 2-3 million on a couple others. So he might be an option, but I'm definitely playing the wait and see game with him. I do that a lot with a lot of these newer guys that come through.
Exactly. So the next person, the person who gave 12 points, we'll talk about him in a second, because I want to talk about the strikers who perform well, who aren't big. The next one was Hanchko. He's 7.1. 10 points, goal and assist bonus. He's been playing really, really well. He showed his potential. He showed why he's in Man City.
Yeah.
He's very young. He's 19, I believe.
Determined by what happens with Aguero. Right?
Exactly. Everything he does is contingent on Aguero.
So it might have been a really good move having him just in as a straight out and out replacement for Aguero.
Keeping the cap.
Yeah. So
I'm not getting
too excited just because there's the depth there, particularly with one of the best strikers in the world ahead of him, who's now coming back. So maybe someone for the future and someone to keep an eye on. But I can't see him even getting game time, to be honest.
Exactly, he might come on as a late sub. He might give you a goal, and that's fine. But
you don't
want to take the risk.
No.
When you can have players cheaper than him playing the entire 90 minutes. Obviously, Rondon. Again, 10 points, goal and assist on bonus. He's good, but again, I think there's better players in front of him. So we'll move on to one who gave 12 points. I think he's a must-have at this point. Lukaku, goal, assist, 3 bonus points. He started with a bang now. The floodgates are open.
That was done in 65 minutes as well.
Exactly.
I might add. But he's very much in the conversation for captaincy decision.
Without a doubt. Well, he was meant to be my captain, and he would have given me an extra 10 points.
You made a mistake.
Yeah.
Don't dwell on it.
Yeah, well, I thought I had time, which I clearly didn't. And Harry Kane, well, it continues, doesn't it? Dembele's back, his goal.
Yeah.
There's a goal.
Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it?
Although he scored last week in game week 4, Dembele's back, game week 5. They only score 1 goal, and it's him, and he gives the full 3 bonus points. Prior to that, he looked like he was out of sorts. I don't know what was wrong.
You called it this time last week, didn't you?
Yeah, he would have been, someone to bring in as well. And there you go. That's a good 9 points. So I think that wraps up our impressive performance. We've gone through a lot of players, but they're performers who played really, really well. I think these guys, some of these are mainstays. Some of these were more one-off performances. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Okay, well, let's move on to the final segment. You're going to start us off with your first talking point.
First talking point. Moving on to next week.
Yes.
Martial?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the Martial experiment is officially over for mine.
It's done.
It's done. He's gone. After a fairly...
I think we both, correct me if I'm wrong, we both, in our different fantasy teams, had the same rationale where we thought he would be the guy.
Yeah, well, and
he had Premier League experience.
Yeah.
They signed him for 35 million as a teenager.
Yeah.
Surely he was going to have the second biggie.
And, before Ibrahimovic comes on, he was a striker being considered a midfielder, which was my major sort of, he should be
out of position.
goals.
Out of position.
And look, after the first week, it looked like we were onto something. And he just hasn't been getting any minutes. I don't think he's played more than 90 minutes in the last 3 games in total.
Yeah.
And I think he scored 1 point in each. So, and at 9.5, he's gone. And I mean, I was able to use him to bring, to then have a few more million in my bank that I had throughout the previous couple. So didn't take too much for me to be able to. So I'm bringing in basically Aguero for him. So
I think you win any day with that.
Yeah. So I'm happy enough with that, but a little bit disappointed because I was expecting a lot more, and I'm just not sure if he's just not getting the opportunities.
I did expect Ibra to be really good this season, but at the end of the season, when it was all said and done, I expected Martial to have the most fantasy points from Manchester United, and that it looks like he might make. There might be he might
not be in the top 10 Manchester United players.
The way it's looking now, but he might have a mid-season comeback. But at this point,
I'm not being a part of that. No. The one interesting point that I just wanted to raise as well for people looking for really cheap goalkeepers. There's a Sunderland keeper, Jordan Pickford, who's just come in last couple of weeks due to injury. 4 million. Without that move last week, bringing in Jordan Pickford, had him on my bench. Without bringing him in, I wouldn't have been able to afford Aguero. So those looking for cheap alternatives at the back, I've gone the downside of bringing in Aguero in terms of what risks is involved is it's me and the goalkeepers, because I'm swapping around a young, I think he's 18 or 19, Jordan Pickford, who isn't the first choice. So when the other guy comes back, whether or not he can keep that place, that's a question to be answered. But him and Valdez are my two keepers to be rotating, and their defence lines in front of them are pretty poor. So I'm not expecting many points from the goalkeepers.
You're just going with the
that's the cost. That's the cost of getting Aguero, isn't it?
Definitely, I think sometimes.
You say saves. Jordan Pickford. I don't know how many they conceded. It was heaps. He had 8 saves.
8 saves.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it was.
Wow, well that's brilliant, isn't it? Sorry, I was in the wrong one. Here we go.
Yeah, there you go.
8 saves.
Yeah, and it was only 1-0 actually, and that was Spurs. So yeah, and he basically kept them in it. So he was on my bench that week. Moving into next week, I've actually moved him into my starting lineup. I think they have Palace.
For 4 million, if he's giving you 4 points, that's brilliant.
If he gives you 2 points, that's what most goalkeepers do. So at 4, you know what I mean? Like at 4 million, I'm not expecting a hell of a lot. It was just a cost of getting Aguero, and I was more than happy to take it. So there's a cheap option if you're looking for value. Yeah,
so that's someone who has to go from a team. So I'll go with someone who's perhaps a keeper, Alexis Sanchez. Do we keep him? Arsenal's schedule post Chelsea looks amazing.
Oh yeah, they look like the
Hull, Burnley, Swansea, Middlesbrough, Sunderland.
Yeah, look, he's a must. I think he's a must if you've got money in the midfield. I don't think there's a better option over that stretch.
I think schedule-wise, he just looks like someone you definitely have to have, and hopefully he performs.
Yeah, people in my position though, unfortunately, who go sort of hard on the strikers.
Yeah, again, if you do have Ibra and Aguero, I think then you're fine.
You can afford most of the time to go with sort of 2 high-priced players, and I've chosen Aguero, Ibrahimovic over, say, one of those 2 and Sanchez.
Yeah. I've done the 3 high-priced ones, but I've got 2 in midfield. So
high-price, I mean, Aguero and Ibrahimovic are like another level high price versus the midfield.
Well, Sanchez is pretty up there.
Right.
Although
I think he's third.
Yeah, he is, but Ibrahimovic is almost 12 million, so now he's going to the next level. I think Sanchez is a keeper. Speaking of keepers, Capoe.
Oh, must have.
I think it's
particularly those using the wild card.
Whoever wasn't sure after what he's done against Man United, let's bring him in.
Yeah. No one's giving you better value for the price at all, and it's not even actually close.
Moving on, I want to talk about the team. Manchester City, 5 games, 5 wins, so they're 15 points with 15 goals.
Yeah.
And they've conceded 4 goals, so they've kept 1 clean sheet. They are playing exactly like Barcelona.
Yeah. They look a level ahead. To be fair,
they do, don't they?
So look, it's very early on,
and they've navigated an interesting Man United fixture
without their best player,
exactly,
who missed, who would have missed 2 weeks, as well as a sort of midweeker. So they've done really well.
They've done. If anything, it just showed how much depth they have.
Yeah.
It's helped
Hey,
Aguero get
money
hat-tricks in Champions League.
Yeah.
The next team that's done really well, and I think we spoke about that in week 1, that we said Everton. I backed Everton to have a comeback season.
Yeah.
They're 5 games in, 4 wins and a draw.
Yep.
I picked the wrong player from Everton because Barkley, yes, he played the whole game, but he had.
Well, I think I warned you a couple of weeks
yeah.
ago that there were far better alternatives than him.
And that's exactly what's happened.
I think you got caught up. I think it was at week 1 that he had a fairly good performance,
yes.
and I just always felt with someone like him is that you would, if you're going to have him for the long run, you're going to go through long stretches of time where he offers you not much at all. But look, I went with Baines and Lukaku from Everton, and they.
I think they're the main guys to go for. West Ham is interesting because we spoke about Payet. Antonio is another person who's been doing really well for them. They've conceded 13 goals.
Yeah.
Yet they're midfielders. So if you have one of them, they do get in the bonus points.
Yeah. Well, they at least there's a couple of teams that have been leaking goals. Stokes leaked 14 goals.
Well, I mean that's why they're last.
But Stoke don't score goals.
Exactly.
West Ham at least, albeit they're conceding too many and not scoring enough,
You
they're
can,
still
you can,
scoring
you can
goals.
tell they're going through a phase. While the manager's trying to get the defense sorted, at least the attacking is there. So once they get that sorted, I think
it's a good sign for a West Ham midfielder versus you just wouldn't be bringing in. I started the season with Adrian, their goalkeeper, in goal, and moved on pretty quickly from him.
I want to end this segment in a very controversial manner.
Right.
I think, speaking of strikers, now that we've got the pool where we've got Zlatan, where we've got Aguero, we've got Lukaku, we've got Harry Kane, who's proven that with Dembele back, he's going to be someone to mess with. I think Ibra's time is going to be
done.
He's going to hit a.
What has happened for you to believe that?
I know he's a big game player. I think one is going to be the physicality of the Premier League. Well, don't get me wrong, he's a very physical player. So the amount of games they've had to play, and they do have Chelsea and Liverpool coming up in the next few weeks, which I'm sure we'll talk about that in the fixtures segment. But I think he might have another good game or two, but I have a feeling that
sell high, you reckon? Okay, interesting. I'm not.
Yeah, I know, and a lot of people might think what I'm saying is.
Well, time will tell. You might look like a genius.
Well, or it could be just a desperate man after 23 points and 40 points.
Yeah, not having.
It could be some desperation.
Yeah.
My way of justifying not having him here, but I do feel that.
Look, that makes sense.
I think the main thing is. I love him. I think he's a great football player. I love his post-game interviews, and he's a great player.
Character.
But I think with the upcoming schedule, Liverpool have shown that they are not to be. They're playing well against big games. Chelsea need to come back. Something's going to give. Yes, he did score against Man City. He doesn't need much to score, and he's really good. But there might be something.
Couple of things. His age.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get injured though, what other alternative does Manchester United have up front to go, Ibra, you've got the week off?
They don't
have an option. Exactly. And that's why
you're going to think he's going to be there.
Well,
they could put Rashford or Martial up there.
But look, the drop from Ibrahimovic to either of those two is significant. It's not like Ibrahimovic should still get 80 minutes and one of them might come on for the last 10.
Exactly.
Or something like
I think they'll limit his minutes, but
that's right.
But he'll still give you more than 60 at least.
I
just think it's the fixtures.
Well, the fixtures is the thing, but the one thing that kind of adds a bit of weight to your call is how disappointing the players in behind Ibrahimovic have been.
There's no consistent.
The likes of Rooney, Martial in particular can't get any game time. That might be a reason.
If they had someone creative pulling the strings, like in Özil manner, for example.
Steven Gerrard type manner.
Well, he's not even there. So I think that's going to cause some issues. But it'll be interesting. Maybe I'm wrong.
But hey, he's scoring goals for fun while having a disappointing...
Yeah, exactly.
So I think what if they start finding form in midfield and that could open the floodgates? So
I might be completely wrong, so we'll see. All right, so we'll. I think that at that point, that's enough for the talking points, and we'll leave that for there.
Done.